Every single day you are given a fresh chance, a new beginning, an opportunity to rise above who you were yesterday and become someone stronger, wiser, and more impactful. Your personality is not fixed. It is not something you are born with and forever stuck in. It is alive, it is growing, it is shaped by the choices you make, the habits you practice, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, and the way you treat others. To improve your personality every day means to step into life with the awareness that you are a work in progress, and that progress is your power. Improving your personality does not require perfection, it requires commitment. Every morning when you wake up, you have a chance to be kinder, more confident, more disciplined, more courageous than you were yesterday. You can learn a new skill. You can practice patience. You can choose to smile instead of complain. You can choose to listen instead of interrupt. These are not small actions. They are the bricks that build the foundation of a strong, magnetic personality. People are not drawn to you because of what you wear or what you own, but because of the energy you carry, the authenticity you express, and the consistency of your character. The truth is, personality improvement begins with self-awareness. When you know who you are, what you value, and what you want to bring to the world, you begin to shape your presence in a way that speaks louder than words. Ask yourself daily, am I someone who brings light into a room, or someone who drains it? Am I someone who uplifts others, or someone who diminishes them? Am I someone who is willing to learn, or someone who believes they already know everything? The answers to these questions guide your growth. Improving your personality also means improving the way you communicate. Your words carry weight. They can heal or they can hurt. When you learn to communicate with clarity, respect, and empathy, you unlock doors that arrogance and negativity will never open. People may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Choose every day to make others feel seen, heard, and valued. That is how you build influence, that is how you build respect, and that is how you build a personality that inspires. Another powerful way to improve your personality is by pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Growth never comes from playing safe. It comes from stretching yourself, trying new things, learning from failure, and daring to be bold. Each time you step into the unknown, you discover more about yourself, and each discovery adds depth, resilience, and strength to your personality. Confidence is not given to you. It is built through action, through risk, through courage. Improving your personality every day also requires discipline. Personality is not just about charm, it is about responsibility, integrity, and consistency. Show up when you say you will. Do what you promise. Carry yourself with dignity, even when no one is watching. Let your word mean something. Let your actions reflect your values. That quiet consistency is what separates those who merely impress for a moment from those who inspire for a lifetime. Finally, never forget that personality is not about impressing others. It is about becoming the best version of yourself. When you focus on constant self-growth, when you feed your mind with knowledge, when you nourish your spirit with gratitude, when you practice kindness and compassion, your personality naturally shines. People will be drawn to your energy not because you tried to be like them, but because you chose to become more of who you are meant to be. Every day is your opportunity to upgrade yourself. Every day is your chance to evolve, to refine, to rise higher. Do not waste today waiting for tomorrow. Begin now. Speak with intention, act with courage, live with purpose, and walk into the world knowing that the best investment you can ever make is in the person you are becoming. Improving your personality every single day begins with one of the most powerful practices that many overlook: self-awareness. Without self-awareness, you move through life on autopilot, repeating the same mistakes, reacting in the same ways, and wondering why things never seem to change. But when you become deeply aware of who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, your fears, and your desires, you unlock the doorway to transformation. Self-awareness is not just about noticing your flaws, it is about observing yourself with honesty and then making the conscious decision to grow. It is the mirror that reflects the truth, but it also offers you the brush to paint a better picture of yourself every day. When you begin the journey of self-awareness, you start by paying attention to your thoughts. Thoughts are seeds. They determine the words you speak, the emotions you carry, and the actions you take. If your thoughts are filled with doubt, negativity, or fear, your personality will reflect insecurity and hesitation. But if your thoughts are filled with belief, kindness, and vision, your personality will radiate confidence and optimism. Every day, you must take responsibility for what you allow to live in your mind. You must ask yourself, what am I thinking about most of the time? Do these thoughts serve my growth, or do they keep me small? That level of awareness allows you to change the script, to shift from a pattern of self-sabotage to a pattern of self-empowerment. Self-awareness also extends into your emotions. Many people allow their emotions to control them, and in doing so, their personality becomes unstable and unpredictable. But the one who is aware of their emotions learns to master them instead of being mastered by them. Imagine walking into a room full of people after a long, stressful day. Without awareness, you might project anger, irritation, or negativity onto others. But with awareness, you pause and recognize what you are feeling, and instead of letting that energy spill out, you choose to respond with calmness and grace. That choice, repeated daily, transforms your personality into one that is steady, trustworthy, and inspiring. People are drawn to those who can remain centered, and self-awareness is the key that helps you cultivate that balance. Another dimension of self-awareness is recognizing how you impact others. Often, people are so focused on their own intentions that they fail to notice how their words or actions affect those around them. But personality is not just about how you feel within, it is also about how others experience you. Every smile, every tone of voice, every gesture sends out a message. With self-awareness, you become conscious of the message you are sending, and you take responsibility for the energy you bring into every space. Ask yourself daily, did I make the people around me feel valued, or did I make them feel small? Did I listen fully, or was I waiting for my turn to speak? Did I show gratitude, or did I take things for granted? The answers to these questions shape the impression you leave on others, and when you consistently choose to uplift rather than tear down, your personality grows more magnetic and admired. Self-awareness also requires humility, the courage to look at yourself honestly without excuses or denial. It is not always easy to admit when you are wrong, when you have hurt someone, or when you have fallen short, but the ability to admit and correct your mistakes strengthens your character and refines your personality. People respect honesty and humility far more than arrogance or false perfection. Each day, ask yourself, what did I learn today about myself? Where did I succeed and where can I improve? That daily reflection keeps you in a constant state of growth. Instead of repeating yesterday's errors, you rise above them and step into tomorrow with wisdom. Growth through self-awareness also comes when you recognize your triggers. Everyone has moments when impatience, anger, or insecurity rises up. But the aware person does not allow those triggers to control them. They study them, they notice the patterns, and they learn to replace destructive reactions with constructive responses. For example, if you know that criticism easily upsets you, awareness allows you to pause, breathe, and remind yourself that criticism is not always an attack. It can be a lesson, an opportunity to grow. That pause, that shift in perspective, strengthens your personality by making you resilient instead of reactive. Each day you practice that, your personality becomes more grounded, more attractive, more inspiring. Self-awareness also invites you to align your actions with your values. Many people say they value honesty, but then they tell lies when it is convenient. They say they value health, but then they neglect their bodies. They say they value kindness, but then they speak harshly to others. This gap between values and actions weakens personality because it breeds inconsistency. But when you are aware of your values and hold yourself accountable to live by them, your personality becomes solid, authentic, and trustworthy. People can sense when your words match your actions, and that alignment builds deep respect. Each day, take a moment to ask, did I live according to what I believe in today? If not, how can I do better tomorrow? That consistent alignment turns your personality into a reflection of integrity. Another aspect of self-awareness that elevates your personality is the way you handle feedback. Too often, people reject feedback because it feels uncomfortable or threatening. But feedback is a mirror that shows you what you cannot always see. When you are aware and open, you receive feedback not as an insult, but as a gift for your growth. Every comment, every suggestion, every observation from others can become a tool to shape your personality into something stronger. The more you listen, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you improve. Every day, invite feedback into your life. Not from everyone, but from those who want to see you succeed, and let it refine the way you show up in the world. Self-awareness also teaches you the power of presence. Many people move through life distracted, half in the moment and half somewhere else. But when you are fully present, when you give your attention wholly to the person in front of you, when you immerse yourself fully in the task at hand, you create an energy that people cannot ignore. Presence is rare, and it is magnetic. Imagine speaking to someone who looks into your eyes, listens without interruption, and responds with sincerity. You would feel valued, respected, uplifted. That is what presence does. Cultivating awareness of how present you are each day transforms your personality into one that leaves lasting impact. Perhaps the greatest gift of self-awareness is freedom. Freedom from repeating the same old patterns. Freedom from letting circumstances dictate your mood. Freedom from blaming others for your shortcomings. When you are aware, you take ownership of your life. You stop being a victim of habit and you become a creator of destiny. Each day, when you rise with awareness, you are no longer at the mercy of who you were yesterday. You are empowered to become someone greater. That freedom, that responsibility, is the essence of a powerful personality. Improving your personality every day is not about drastic changes overnight. It is about small, consistent acts of awareness. Catching yourself when you slip into negativity. Pausing before you react in anger. Noticing when you speak too much and deciding to listen instead. Reflecting on your day and choosing one thing to improve tomorrow. These little steps, practiced daily, accumulate into massive transformation. Your personality is shaped not in a single moment, but in the daily choices that build your character over time. And here lies the truth. Self-awareness is not a destination, it is a lifelong journey. Every stage of your life will reveal new layers, new challenges, new lessons. But as long as you remain committed to observing yourself, learning from your experiences and choosing to grow, your personality will continue to evolve in ways that inspire not only you but everyone around you. Each day becomes an opportunity to become more authentic, more courageous, more compassionate, more resilient. That is the power of awareness. That is the foundation of improving your personality every single day. Improving your personality every single day is not only about being aware of who you are inside, but also about learning the art of communication. Because how you express yourself to the world determines the impression you leave behind. The words you speak, the tone you use, the energy you carry when you interact with others all combine to shape your personality in the eyes of those around you. Communication is the bridge between you and the world, and when you master it, you do not just connect with people, you influence, inspire, and elevate them. The ability to communicate with clarity, empathy, and authenticity is one of the most powerful tools for shaping a personality that is magnetic and unforgettable. Every day you interact with people. It could be at home, in your workplace, in your friendships, or even in the brief encounters with strangers you may never meet again. Each interaction is an opportunity to leave an impression. The truth is, people may not remember the details of what you say, but they always remember how you made them feel. That is why communication is not simply about transferring information. It is about transferring energy. If your words are filled with encouragement, warmth, and respect, you leave behind an image of yourself as someone uplifting and empowering. But if your words are careless, harsh, or dismissive, you risk being remembered as someone who diminishes rather than elevates. Improving your personality requires you to become intentional with every word you speak, because words carry the power to build or to destroy. Communication is not just about speaking. It is also about listening. In fact, listening is the foundation of powerful communication. Too often, people are not truly listening, they are simply waiting for their turn to respond. But when you genuinely listen, when you give your full attention without interrupting, you make the other person feel seen and valued. That simple act of presence is transformative. It deepens relationships, builds trust, and allows others to open up in ways they never would to someone who dismisses them. Each day, practice the art of listening more than you speak. By doing so, your personality becomes one of wisdom, patience, and empathy, qualities that attract people and make them respect you deeply. Another important dimension of communication is body language. Long before you say a single word, your body has already spoken. The way you stand, the way you hold your shoulders, the expression on your face, and the energy in your eyes all communicate volumes. A confident posture, a warm smile, and steady eye contact can instantly create a sense of trust and openness. On the other hand, slouching, avoiding eye contact, or carrying a tense expression can push people away before you even begin to speak. To improve your personality every day, you must learn to align your body language with the message you want to send. Let your presence say, "I am confident, I am approachable, I am kind," before your words even leave your mouth. Communication also requires clarity. So many misunderstandings and conflicts arise not because people disagree, but because they fail to express themselves clearly. When you communicate with clarity, you respect both yourself and others. Clarity does not mean using complicated words or sounding impressive. It means choosing words that are simple, direct, and sincere. A clear communicator leaves no room for confusion because their intention is aligned with their expression. Improving your personality through communication means training yourself to think before you speak, to choose words that reflect your values, and to express your thoughts in a way that leaves others enlightened rather than puzzled. One of the most transformative aspects of communication is learning to speak with empathy. Empathy is the ability to step into someone else's shoes and feel what they feel. When you speak with empathy, you connect on a human level that transcends logic or debate. You show others that you understand their struggles, that you care about their feelings, and that you respect their perspective, even when you do not agree. Each day, you can practice empathy by softening your tone, acknowledging others' emotions, and choosing words that heal rather than wound. Over time, your personality will shine as one that makes people feel safe, understood, and appreciated. That is the kind of presence people never forget. Another dimension of communication that elevates personality is confidence. Many people hesitate to express themselves out of fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of failure. But confident communication is not about being loud or dominating. It is about speaking your truth with calm conviction. Confidence comes from preparation, from knowledge, and from belief in your own worth. Each day practice expressing your thoughts without apologizing for them. Speak slowly, clearly, and with certainty. The more you practice, the more your confidence will grow, and the more magnetic your personality will become. People are drawn to those who communicate with quiet strength because it signals trustworthiness and leadership. Communication also involves learning when to remain silent. Silence is often more powerful than words. There are moments when the wisest thing you can do is to pause, to breathe, and to let the silence speak for itself. Silence shows restraint, patience, and control, qualities that strengthen your personality. When you choose silence over unnecessary argument, you demonstrate maturity. When you choose silence to let others share their truth, you demonstrate respect. And when you use silence strategically, you give your words even greater weight when you finally speak. Improving your personality every day means knowing not only what to say, but also when not to say it. Another way communication shapes your personality is through the stories you tell. Every person has stories, moments of struggle, moments of triumph, lessons learned along the way. When you share your stories authentically, without exaggeration or pretense, you connect with people at a deeper level. Storytelling is one of the most powerful tools of communication because it engages emotions and inspires action. Each day, reflect on the stories from your life that carry meaning. Use them to uplift others, to teach lessons, to spread hope. A personality enriched with authentic storytelling becomes memorable because people connect not with facts but with feelings. To refine your communication further, you must also learn the art of adaptability. Not every person communicates the same way. Some people need gentleness, while others respond better to firmness. Some need detail, while others only want the big picture. Improving your personality requires you to become adaptable, to adjust your style of communication based on the needs of the person in front of you. This does not mean changing who you are. It means meeting others where they are, so that your message reaches them effectively. Every day, practice observing people and adjusting your approach. This adaptability makes your personality dynamic and versatile, allowing you to connect with anyone, anywhere. An often overlooked part of communication is gratitude. Saying thank you with sincerity is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to elevate your personality. Gratitude softens hearts, builds bridges, and creates goodwill. When you express appreciation, whether it is for a small gesture or a grand effort, you remind others that they matter. Each day, take a moment to express gratitude to someone around you. Over time, this habit will shape your personality into one that radiates warmth and humility. People will remember you as someone who acknowledged their efforts and made them feel valued. Lastly, communication requires authenticity. The world is full of people who try to impress, who put on masks, who say what others want to hear instead of speaking their truth. But authenticity is rare, and it is magnetic. When you speak honestly, when your words align with your heart, you attract people who resonate with your truth. Authentic communication does not mean being rude or blunt. It means being genuine while still being respectful. Each day, practice showing up as yourself, without pretense, without performance, without masks. That authenticity will shape a personality that is trustworthy, relatable, and deeply inspiring. In the end, improving your personality through communication is a daily practice. It is about listening more deeply, speaking more clearly, expressing empathy more often, standing with confidence, choosing silence, wisely telling stories authentically, adapting when needed, showing gratitude sincerely, and remaining authentic always. Communication is not just about words, it is about the energy, the respect, and the intention behind those words. When you commit to improving the way you communicate every day, you transform not only your personality, but also the lives of everyone who encounters you. Every single day is a gift, a chance to rise and become a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. Your personality is not something you are stuck with, it is something you shape, refine, and elevate through conscious choices. By practicing self-awareness, you begin to see yourself clearly, understand your thoughts, your emotions, and your impact on others. By strengthening your communication, you learn how to express yourself with clarity, empathy, confidence, and authenticity. These two practices alone can transform not only how you see yourself, but also how the world experiences you. The truth is, improving your personality is not about perfection, it is about progression. It is about showing up every day with the intention to be a little kinder, a little wiser, a little more disciplined, a little more courageous than you were before. It is about committing to growth, even when it is uncomfortable, and choosing to live with integrity even when no one is watching. Personality is not built in a moment. It is built in the consistent, daily choices that define your character and your presence. So step into each day with the determination to grow, to learn, to evolve. Carry yourself with confidence, speak with kindness, listen with empathy, and live with purpose. When you do, your personality will not just improve, it will shine. And when your personality shines, it becomes a light for others, a reminder that growth is possible, that change is real, and that every single day holds within it the power to transform your life.